In this video, we will be analyzing the poem The Road Not Taken by Robert Frost. Robert Frost is an American poet who has written a lot of poems and has published a lot of anthologies. So this poem, The Road Not Taken, we will be looking at the analysis of the poem, the thematic concerns, and the literary devices used in the poem. So this poem is all about choices in life. It's an ambiguous poem about choices in life that allow the reader to think about choices, how to make choice, and which kind of choice to make. From the picture you are seeing, you see a road divided into two, a road who parts into two. So the road not taken, this is symbolic of what the content of the poem mean. So it is about choice in life, whether to go with the mainstream or to go alone. So the poem also depicts life as a journey, and it also highlight those times in life when a decision has to be made. Which way will you go? Either to follow the popular conventional one that several people are following, or to make your own choice of taking another decision or taking another way to make a difference. So the ambiguity in this poem spring from the question of free will versus determinism. So you can see whether in this poem the speaker consciously decided to choose one of the ways which he does not even know where it leads to. So let's look at the poem and read this. Two roads diverge in a yellow wood. Sorry, I could not travel both. And be one traveler. Long I stood. Now the persona is contemplating, standing looking at the two roads and thinking of which one to take, which one to decide, which one will he apply. So he decided that he look at the first line and the second line, and sorry, I could not travel both. Since he's a single person, he cannot go through the two road, so he has to make a choice of one of them. Now, and look down one as far as I could. Now, the persona look at the road far as he can to see where the road bend. He look at the first one, he look at the second one, but he couldn't see exactly where the road bent. So you can see that this poem begins with a dilemma, as many fairy tales do. So the speaker is out, walking to a particular place which he did not mention. Then he has to decide which path to follow. Now look at the next line. And to where it bent in the undergrowth. Then took the other as just as fair, and having perhaps the better claim because it was grassy and wanted wear. Though as for that, the person there had warned them severally about the same. So the poem depicts two roads, and we can see that he also described the trees which the leaf cover the road. And we see that Frost, the poet, uses detail, the yellow leaves, and make it emblematic of the entire forest. So we can depict from here that where the persona is a forest. And then we see that the Frost, the poet, defined the wood with one feature and prefigures one of the central ideas of the poem. So we can see that the poem talks about two roads. One is grassy That is, it is not trodden on several times. Why the other one is broader and not as grassy as the first one, because that one has been trodden upon by people several times. And then look at it, and both that money equally lay in leaves, no step have trodden black. Now, the persona is giving us more detail about his journey. It is money, and people has not passed the road. Nobody has passed the road. The two roads, all of them are still covered with fresh leaves. People have not treading on any road which will make the leaves to go black. And let's look at it. Oh, I kept the first for another day. Yet on no how way lead unto way. I doubt if I could ever come back. Now he has decided, he has taken the first decision to go on one of the roads and leave the other for another day. But the person might keep on wondering whether he is still going to come back. Because he say as way lead to way, he may not be able to come back to the destination again to come and apply the second road. So he doubt if he can ever come back. Now the journey, he did not tell us where he is going to. The persona did not reveal the destination of where he's going to. But from the lines here, we can infer that the persona himself do not really know where he is going to. Because now he doubts if he will ever come back. Not because he is going on a dangerous journey that he will lose his life, but because the road will lead to another road. The way will lead to another way. And as it leads to another way, the persona is expecting to apply that road to. He's expecting to go as the road turn, as the road lead to another way. So he will continue with his journey with no end in sight. That is why he says, see the last line of this second stanza here, I doubt if I should ever come back. Now, I shall be telling this with a sigh. That is, now he is trying to talk about imagining his own autobiography, what he is going to be saying either at a particular time in life, somewhere ages and ages hence, that is, in long time to come, he is going to be talking about his journey today in a way of sign. You just talk about it, and this is what he's going to say. Two roads diverge in a wood, and I took the less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. So he said he is going to talk about the journey today, and what he is going to be talking about is that a particular time in his life he traveled where he saw a road diverge into two. He took one of them and left the other for another day. And he told us that the reason why he does that, look at the last line, is because he wants to make a difference. So the poem depicts choice in life where a particular individual decides to make a difference, not following the conventional decision of others, not following what others do. Rather, he decides to make a difference, to do another thing. Now, the persona is following a road that is not well trodden on, a road that is grassy, a road that is not wide like the other one. But he chooses to do that because he wants to make a difference. You may ask which difference? Because he does not want to follow the people's decision, what several people have been. And also, you can see from his thought that he may not come back. And also, he does not want to meet people on the road. So, the poet, Robert Frost, portrays the life decision that people take. Why some follow the conventional societal decision to do what others are doing. Few others decided to do it in a different way, to do another thing, to do the one that is not popular. So the persona in this poem took an unpopular decision, because several people that comes to the place where the road diverge in recent time have been taking the wider road that people have trodden on several times. But now he decided to take another road that is not well trodden on. And also he did not know where the road is leading to. Probably the road leads to nowhere. But he believes and aspire that the road will lead to another road. That is where he say way leads to another way. And as a result of that, he is going to another road. No, even when this road ends, the one that comes or join that connect it, he is going to apply that one. He's going to trek on that one. He's going to choose that path, and the possibility of him returning to his destination is very, very, very minimal. So that is how the poet Robert Frost portrayed the life journey of people in the 19th century American society. And I want you to know that Robert Frost is a nature poet, a poet in which the major concern, the thematic concern of his poems are centered on rural area, on agriculture, on vegetation, on nature generally. So he is regarded as a nature poem, a nature poet. When you look at some of his poems like a beech tree, gathering leaves, all those ones are about nature and on stamp later in our rural letterbox. Those ones, all of them talks about nature, talks about tree, talk about experiences of nature. And now in this poem, the persona is also expressing nature in a way that he has to take a decision, an unusual decision. So look at the summary. I try to do the analysis in a way that you will read it and have a better understanding of the poem. So this is the second paragraph of the analysis, and the third paragraph. You can also pause the poem. You can also pause the video so that you can read the summary and have a better understanding of the poem. Now look at the paragraph 5 of the summary, and this is paragraph 6. So in this poem, okay, look at paragraph 6 again. In this poem we have several themes.